This weekend, one of the first truly post-superhero film blockbuster weekends took over cinema with Barbenheimer, a film about the central character dealing with an existential crisis with their only real skills, and as a result trigger the possible annihilation of their entire civilization and spread that selfsame existential crisis to their whole society. This week, I'm reviewing Barbenheimer, a single two-part film that is one cohesive piece of art. I'm Dan Umphin, and this is the Doomcast. First of all, do me a favor, hit subscribe and the bell. I make about one of these videos a week. They're all great, so please don't miss even one. Now, with multiple recent box office disappointments from both major superhero film universes, it seems like while those universes are not dead, they are at least edging toward thermodynamic entropy. And what happens when a giant furnace of light and heat collapses inwards with greater and greater density? It's questions like these which spurn our protagonist to action. These thoughts plague them at the very beginning of our story. The idea of a cruel and chaotic cosmos of instability and the looming nameless fear of insignificance and relentless thoughts of death. These thoughts spurn Dr. Barbenheimer to test the outward limits of their own reality. A plastic apple injected with potassium cyanide snatched from the hand of Niels Bohr, played by Ken Branagh, doing the very best Werner Herzog impression I have ever seen. Barbie's early involvement with the Communist Party of the United States of America in the late 1930s put them under the scrutiny of Mattel's Bureau of Investigation early on, even before they joined the Manhattan Project. Their dalliances with romantic partner Ken Tatlock leaves the specter that haunts both of them the rest of their lives, with Tatlock allegedly taking their own life, unless, of course, we're speaking without jest that CIA actually probably killed them, in all honesty. Barbenheimer soon finds that looking for answers to their questions and doing what's asked of them by the power structure that surrounds them become morally incompatible with one another. Barbie built a bomb that they knew would annihilate Ken's, but theory only gets you so far. The dread created upon the realization that any weapon held by the patriarchal commercial system in which they live would be used causes them to recoil in existential horror, which begs a pretty tremendous metafictional question in and of itself. Metafictional to the text, it's a practical, real question. One weekend of highly commercially appealing counter-programming with the same core message feels like something that cannot be accidentally accomplished. It does feel coordinated, and it feels counterintuitive. Commercial, highly patriarchal art questioning its own place in a military commercial complex, while simultaneously propping up the selfsame propaganda system from which it originated, even as the living humans who wrote and acted in it are striking against the same system to prevent the automated commercialization of art by artificial intelligence, in part, a plastic gadget with repercussions we cannot comprehend and only begin to imagine. Dan, it's possible that it's just the result of art imitating life. Everyone went through an existential crisis for the last 3 years. Yeah, possibly, but that seems like too easy an explanation. It makes one question the entire purpose of art in the context of that tiny plastic gadget of artificial intelligence and the looming disaster from that. Specifically, the confluence of all of these things at this place, this time, and this weekend was the purpose, the intent of this sellout blockbuster weekend, to give everyone in the United States and beyond, regardless of their specific predilections, taste, gender, sex, race, and identity, was the purpose to throw all of us into an existential crisis. Because, truth be told, I've been having an existential crisis for about 22 to 25 years here, and I'm not the only one. I mean, the jig is up at this point. These are two films that are about death, about the meaning of life in the context of our own death, about our finite consciousness and what we do with it while we're here. Well, what do we do with it? Why are we even here? Why are we living in an unsustainable plastic prison of war and atrocity? What is the purpose of the atoms that comprise my flesh? What does it all mean? Were they just given consciousness in order to create wealth for very powerful people and then die? Why does Cillian Murphy's J. Robert Oppenheimer sound like Robin Williams doing an impression of himself? Why does Florence Pugh seem to have a contract in every single movie where she gets reeled in camera, all hot and sweaty? Not that I'm complaining, I'm just asking questions because this is very reasonable. It seems like it happens in every one. Does it happen in Midsommar? I don't even know. These are all reasonable questions, like what does Ryan Gosling do to get abs like that? What do I have to do to get abs like that? What does it all mean? Who is going to answer my questions?
The only answers are bleak, nihilistic axioms that leave me unfulfilled.
The meaning of life is the tautological search for meaning. The meaning is the search in and of itself, right? Like, just as light is both particle and wave, a paradox.
Oppenheimer?
Yup.
The human condition is a struggle to define one's own purpose in the context of their own mortality, in the face of an indifferent universe where life is a mere statistical aberration.
Barbie?
Yup.
Fuck yeah!
Humans are the only creatures cursed with the knowledge of their own deaths.
Every living thing carries within itself the desire for self-annihilation.
Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Yup.
If indeed God exists, we are exiles from their radiance, cursed to die in flesh prisons on the face of a decaying and rotting planet. Have you guys ever considered that the patriarchy isn't just something you do, it's something that's perpetuated onto you?
Never once.
Nope.
I really like this beard.
In the context of deep, incomprehensible cosmic time, our lives are mere breath, without purpose.
Solomon was right.
Nietzsche was right.
Soren Kierkegaard, you motherfuckers! Existence carries no inherent meaning beyond that which we give it, therefore it's incumbent upon us to treat every other living thing doomed to death with the utmost compassion. We are judged only on how we treat fellow prisoners of our flesh.
Now I am become Barbie girl.
Destroyer of Barbie worlds.
Life is plastic, an ocean of space between electrons.
Creating the illusion of reality. Fantastic.
You can brush my hair.
No.
We're not doing that part.
But this doesn't mean that the human struggle to find meaning in an inherently chaotic and absurd existence itself is meaningless if it lacks a prescriptive or objective meaning. The subjective meaning will do where none exists otherwise. Yeah, can I get 55 tacos because nothing means anything except for the meaning we give it? Thank you so much. Take it easy.
Does anyone want hot sauces? Hot sauces for the patriarchy? Matriarchy? Patriarchy?